Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to that exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero of psych defender of the fatherland, of to glorious, wondrous, near magical, 2v2 here on Alliance of Defiance. The north it is Dirty Finish, and I believe this is Greed, fighting for the German army, Deutschland. Here with the first punishable task with breaking through the third lines. They have been encircled due to some slightly poor planning by FIre. In the south it is FIre&Terror and Ausarthevile, looking to keep this encirclement shut and destroy these German units, no matter the cost. We've got Ausar here with CoH2 army featuring the Commissar, submachine upgrades, airdrop weapons, rapid conscription, and the howitzers. We got Terror Tactics, we got Armour, we got NKVD here for FIre&Terror, Greed with Elite Armored, Overwatch, and Luftwaffe, Dirty Finish with Spearhead, Jaeger Armour, and Storm Doctrine. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my company heroes who make the Propagandacast possible, my patron supporters, and without them and their support, this would just not be possible. Big thanks to all those other people who join the ranks of our Patreon on Patreon, or they can donate via PayPal, links in the description, finding, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, all helps to spread the word, and that way, get the video out to more people. So, all the way off to the races here. We got here Greed diving in greedily here with this Kubelwagen spearheading right through the Soviet lines. His FIre&Terror was definitely not expecting such a devious German assault in there. Got the Sturmpionier flanking up here, going right there for left hook on FIre&Terror's position. His conscripts are completely caught out of position, but they quickly return fire, dropping Ludwig to the ground like a sack of potatoes from a Stalingrad grain elevator. In the west here, we got conscripts up there for Ausarthevile, swiftly showing the field point there. Dirty Finish taking a bit more slowly there. Second continues to go the way. East side here, though, a cut-off point there again. Instead of trying to fight here, where the fighting was like going to be heavy, his teeth basically went for the easier path, and that way mess with FIre&Terror's early positions. Thumbs out there to Greed. A certainly nice aggressive drive here, though of course now he's beginning to dig in. He's much more hard to dig out, and I think Greed may have to consider backing off, and then again looking for another approach here versus FIre&Terror. In the center, we can see Ausar spreading out. He's going for an early snap as well here to bleed out the Germans. As Dirty Finisher there moves up steadily again. Note he's not going straight for the fuel point, but similarly to Greed, seems to be slowing towards the carve point. That way again, encircling the opponents themselves. Sturmpionier with the conscripts. There we go. Anti-tank on the Kubelwagen here. FIre&Terror goes for the early kill there on the Kubelwagen, knowing that to destroy the Kubelwagen could lead to victory. And the Western Units push back here by Dirty Finishers, driven Grenadiers. The conscripts forward, they really want that Kubelwagen kaput, firing all of the rifle shots into it, but they are being held back here by the Germans as Greed commits all his forces to keeping that Kubelwagen alive. This is FIre's favorite Kubelwagen. It will be kept alive no matter the cost for at least a few more minutes. So we can come up with a better excuse than you idiots getting it destroyed like that. Westwick Grenadiers the comes up backed up at the enemy for 2. Again, Dirty Finishes driving for the car point, and the Kubelwagen goes down. And someone's going to have to explain that one to the FIre. Contra-pressed up at the enemy 42 there. Sniper there bleeding away there at the fascists there with 5 kills to his name there with a scoped Mosenagant. And units pushing east for straight to the Volkskriegs here, but these still fuel point here still. FIre&Terror there being driven back a bit here. We got Overwatch here for Greed with the Jaegers, early warning systems for the fatherland, lighter filter, Blitzachsen artillery, and the sector assault here, leaving just FIre&Terror and Dirty Finisher to finish the job and choose commanders of their own. Trot on the way there for Greed. Imagine Dirty Finishers take up. Yes, indeed. Nothing further happening here for the Search Got medics. Of course, grenades here for FIre&Terror. 3 conscripts, 1 engineer. Maybe planning Guard Motor, could be planning Terror Tactics, or you could surprise us all with NKVD. We shall have to see. Meanwhile, these Greed pushes forwards there through FIre&Terror's now abandoned front line. Swiftly digging in there. The men hurriedly laying down sandbags while others just down watch there. Maybe we should help some Jürgen? Nine. They can do it on their own. Jaegers there for Greed. Fighting by the car. I've got 2 conflicts one under Ausar's command here. Versus Dirty Finisher's forces. The MD42 there. Pretty much halting any immediate push. But there you go. Ausar Sniper there on the job. Quickly dropping Helmut there. And like to make a nice company there for Dirty Finisher. Probably an armoured car. Could be a half-track though. He could surprise us in that regard. As for Greed, no sign of anything else. He doesn't have a truck out, so he can't upgrade his Jaegers even remotely. We'll have to see what he's planning there. By the way, folks are being assaulted here. They're low on health already. Strength withered under repeated assaults here from FIre&Terror. Ace launches another furious socialist assault. He doesn't even have a commissar to drive him forwards. At least not in the field. Maybe it's behind. Maybe the commissar's behind him. Molds within the Sturmpioneer, lighting them on fire there. Out of the cover and into the open. In the centre there, Ausar made good progress. And we got the comms out there for Ausar. Thumbs up there. He also can now begin equipment soon with the PPSH-41 submachine gun. German service known as the MP717R, as the Germans captured millions of them, and well, they made use of them. They even converted a few millions of them to using German ammunition. Fun fact, but there you go. Flanking here with the Guards airborne right behind the Jaegers. FIre&Terror strikes for the glory of the Red Army and the Soviet people. Sturmpioneer pushing against off here the carve point as once more he strikes at where the more, painful joints there, the carve points. Thumbs up to the grade there. Meanwhile, in the west here, Ausar has been routed here by dirty finishes, dirty assaults. And there you go, the 2-2 is out there. Let's see what happens next here for Ausar. So far, though, looks like to be no sign of the PPSH-41 submachine gun, and neither here for FIre&Terror. Guessing he's going to go for the triple DP light machine guns, which is, in all fairness, a really, really good upgrade too. Snub on the move here. Grab the point here. Gun needs to be pushed back. Armored car on the move here for dirty finish. MD42 there. Veterans 1, 3 kills. A lot of back and forth in between these two sides so far here. Not two commanders. There's technically a bit more than that. FIre&Terror can equip there. Go with the triple DP light machine guns. The primary assault light machine gun of the war. I believe towards the end of the war they sort of tried to come up with something else, but not really in time. They did do some modification to the DPM. But now he's got guards airborne here being flanked by the Folks. There's a massive flank here by Greed again. Good use of maneuvering here by Greed against his Marxist opponents here. Sniper holding up here with 12 kills, half fate of Veteran 2. In the western East pushing forward. We got a machine gun bunker up here for dirty finisher. Playing dirty and digging in. Bunker up here as well here for dirty finish. That's going to be medics obviously. We got light machine guns. In the east here, Greed once more probing right through the workshop areas here. FIre&Terror there. Lining up for the next push here. Guards airborne being healed up. And we've got a field gun out here in case of enemy armoured cars or surprise light tanks. Snub that gains another kill on the Germans. 13 kills here. Jaegers rushing forward. They are getting the G43. And there you go. The armoured car rank. Definitely get Ausar there with the swift retreat. Conscript pushing forward here. Grenades at the ready. Still in a submachine gun. So at this point, I'm guessing he's not too keen on the PPSH-41, which is a bit of a shame, as Sun does not reflect the actual Soviet army, which as the war went on would increasingly equip the vast majority of infantry with submachine guns over rifles. Fun fact. Guards everything mauled out in the open here by Grenadiers here. Fear propaganda there being deployed here. On the east side here, another envelopment assault here by FIre&Terror making use of attacks from several angles here. Guards airborne with their numerous light machines there, laying it into Greed's men here. Incendiary grenade, they're pushing the Sturmpioneer out alongside the Guards airborne. Folks routed here. Fierce fighting here in the east, as another brutal melee ensues for control of the eastern field point here. In the end, FIre&Terror there through swift maneuvering overcomes his opponent. Dirty finisher, by the way, still has yet to choose a commander. Weapon drop there for Ausar. That means field guns and a Maxim. Oh, a field gun and a Maxim. Didn't mean to imply there were multiple field guns being dropped down there. So there you go, SIS-3 digital field gun, Maxim. Quickly crewing that up. East here we got the Guards airborne, the Jaegers. Conscript need to retreat before the Jaegers execute them. Could pop a grenade here on the Guards airborne. There you go, the RGD-33. Grab the eastern victory point, the field point here. West field point is not quite up due to the machine gun bunker there, dug in there by dirty finisher. Bit of a rare sight in a 2v2 match to see like that. At least at the higher ranks. I mean, probably at the lower ranks again. Bunkers, I guess, tend to be popular, but higher ranks, they tend to be a bit of a rarity in most matches, since they do tend to present very large static objects that can quickly be brought down. East side here, we got Greed here with an MG34 Rage Pike, more covering fire for his men as he launches another assault here on FIre&Terror, who's got the field gun ready but no machine guns himself. He does have the T-70 on the way there, and nothing there for Ausar. Perhaps he's planning to rush ahead for the mechanized armor company and bring in something heavier versus the Germans. Sending the field around the MD42, first shot that goes fairly over the mark here, and there you go, pushes forward here. Guards are constantly backed up by the Commissar Command Squad. No abilities used here besides, there we go, grenade off the MD42. That's actually a pretty good chance of getting wiped here on Dirty Finisher MD42, which would see that be a huge problem for Dirty Finisher, as a 6-man MD42 would obviously be significant benefit for the Red Army. In East, though, Great Assault here is completely battering here. FIre&Terror is basically running a delaying action to get the field into safety, but a concussive grenade right into the rear guard there pretty much makes this much more difficult. We've got the T-7 rushing in now. More grenades here, more death, more explosions. T-70 getting panzer-fazzed here by Grade's fanatical Volksgrenadiers as they fervently fight for the fatherland. In the west, the armoured car with Pioneer support, they're pushing back here. Ausar's push in the centre here. It is a brutal and unrelenting match here. Academy for there for Greed and the glorious 1st Panzerdivision, Dritte Panzergrenadierkompanie. Back here, still not there. So you're definitely thinking he's going to go for the Mechanized Armour Company and try and get out a fast T-34 from 6 here versus the Germans. Truck out there, so Greed here planning something soon as well there. Sniper Riders, the Jaegers flank in there. Conscripts Guardsmen doing what they can. We do have the Info 2 back at base. They're ready to be reinforced and brought up to full Soviet strength. And there you go. Panther Pass from the T-7 again. But could it come at the cost of a squad here for Greed, which would be very handy here for FIre&Terror. But no, does it get away? Yes! An incredible stroke of luck here for Greed and the German army. And for Heinz. Not so much for his trousers, but at least he gets to change them. Gonna be easy on the car point right into the max machine gun here. West side again. Not really a lot of action here. He's obviously more focused on center. Probably trying to cover up this flanking FIre&Terror. So, like, you know, Greed can't just go for the car point instead. As we've seen him do that. We'll go Molotov on the MG34 here. Enveloping the sea of fire and quickly burning through the machine gun crew here. Greed so far not paying attention. And that caused the machine gun to suffer rather extensive and needless losses. Almost getting it wiped here. But at least here Greed gets somewhat lucky again. Mechanized Armour Company here for Ausarthevile as expected. And so the armored car captain, the counter is holding up here as well. Almost got the eastern fuel point back. MD42 number 2 there for Dirty Finisher, who continues not to operate with the commander. It's either at this point Spearhead or Jaeger Armour. I mean, it could still be Storm, but honestly, my gun instinct here is probably not Storm. Field gun shooting as the armored car got smoke being deployed here by Dirty Finisher, who's gone for a mortar by now. Thumbs up to that. Another deep flank here. Worth noting, I don't think FIre&Terror is actually mining up here, which really would benefit him, but he does have a machine gun now, which will certainly help somewhat against Greed's sort of style of attacks if set up in correct position. In the centre, though, a massive socialist concentration here is wresting control here of the centre from the German army, and the 1st Panzer Division is forced to concede ground here. In the east, though, the 1st Panzer Division with the 3rd Panzergrenadier Company is overwhelming here FIre&Terror and the men here of the 5th Tank Corps. Almost got a wipe again. There's so many like near wipes in Greed, yet every single time they get away. I mean, he's got some fairly good luck in this respect, honestly. Dumping him in the T-7, bypassing the cannon over here. Situation for Greed. Once more looking fairly hairy, but even got the incendiary pins on the MD34. Why is he not retreating that one though? You'd figure he'd do that. Oh, he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it here. And, oh, his luck definitely ran out there. That's it. There's a lot of troops here versus the incendiary pigeon rounds, but still, he could lose that one as well. And there you go. Field gun is being shredded. Good lord. Are they both sort of asleep here? Or did sort of, like, both of their wives at this exact time decides, like, you know, give them a good stern talking to after, you know, not, you know, putting their dishes properly in the dishwasher or something? I don't know. Field gun there, hammering away at the machine gun there. In the east here, we got the Volkers right here with the Guards airborne. Grabbing the eastern field point. On the west, we got the sniper creeping up. Dirty Finisher, though, continues to operate with that command, but still, FIre&Terror there now has a Academy on top of the field gun. And that's going to be a bit of a problem there for German. On the west field point there continues to be fairly safe. Though we got flares. Looks like Ausar is finally considering the possibility of clearing out the bunker and then opening up the fuel pump once more to Soviet business. Sniper can do some heavy lifting here, but is about to get wiped out. Probably should retreat at this point before the Germans lay down a few final bullets into the back of him. Got the Consul squad there close to Veterinary Fleet and east. Another push of the fuel pond there. Another sweep here through. Going straight for the machine gun here undercover smoke. Thumbs up, that's agreed. And Dirty Finish for coordinating that. And there you go. We could see the machine wiped out here. Fear Propaganda is unleashed by FIre&Terror to cop his teammate's machine gun. And I don't think Ausar realized this in time. Fear Propaganda though. kind of work out? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, close one though, but not quite close enough. You could get a grenade off here, maybe able to work the machine gun out again here, denying it to his opponent. But still, that was really close there, really close. No, it gets away there. Green once more operates under a umbrella of supreme luck, it would seem. Another cannon there for Greed. Mechanized Armour Company with the first T-Fed Force on 6 there for Ausar. And we got Dirty Finisher here with Jaeger Armour, 50 minutes of the game in 30 seconds. With the breakthrough packages, reconnaissance overflight, mobile observation post, spotting scopes, of course, finally the Elephant Heavy Tank Destroyer. Might see some Pioneer upgrades here with the Pioneer Support package, which is quite handy. Season engaging in U42 here. Seeing being unleashed into the sides of it. Close, there we go. Veteran feet in field gun bombarding info2. Almost got it wiped here, but I imagine it's once more going to get away there, though. Really close again. I mean, good lord. That man has like some supreme luck. Like, I mean, had this been like anyone else for that matter, to me, I mean, all those units would have just been wiped. But Grey just, you know, keeps getting away with it. Grenade off there. Sees in the center once more again. Westside really could do a bit more pressure. He could move in the T-Fed Force from 6 once he's fixed up. He actually got rapid conscription here for Putt or Ausarthevile, who's got to just one conscript that guards the comms and command squad. I mean, the rapid conscription can get up more troops faster, but I imagine at this point he's using it just to get up more troops here. So there's some free extra infantry in a sense here versus his opponent. He's kind of running out of time for getting that, you know, bingo thing there. There you go. Fresh conscript out here for Ausar to make up for the losses he's suffered. T7 there close to being annihilated though. And there you go, FIre&Terror with the Mechanized Armour Company as well. Their guards airborne there. 16 kills to the name. Another full squad there. Narrowly wiped. But this time at least not quite as close a call there as all the other times. Nothing needs squad here for FIre&Terror. He needs to get their guards airborne to go out there before they get utterly obliterated. As that mortar has already gained the ace level, and clearly Dirty Finish has been very keen on using it. Meanwhile, up here in the German base, we got the Sturmpanzer FIre out here. Dirty Finisher rushing now to blast a hole in the Soviet lines. And these two FIre&Terror routed as through the smoke. Greed appears with Volksgrenadiers and Jaegers. Sturmpanzer calling down mines. Really feel like they should try and open up a western front here as well, at least try to like force the Germans to at least consider that flank a bit more. Sturmpanzer rolling ahead here slowly. Schwerpanzer quarters up there by wait for Greed. And well, I guess you're planning a Panther, maybe in a King Tiger straight up. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. In the east side here, we got the consequence of the Volksgrenadiers. Once more fuel point falling into German hands. And we got the Ace T-7 who's striking here for FIre&Terror, unloading 45 shelter into Greed's infantry. Send the T-Fed for getting the Sturmpanzer FIre, which returns the favour with a high explosive shell. Got a conscript here moving up fairly deep here, but with a lot more firepower, he's going to, I think, struggle to make more of an impact with them. H85 there for Ausar. Kind of routed. Got 18 kills in the guards airborne. 19. Kill tally keeps rising. Comes bring up the center straight to the Grenadiers. Comes right in there, go H85 tank destroyer here for Ausar. And FIre&Terror here with a howitzer, ready to bombard the German position and knock them into dust and nothingness. But so far the Germans are making steady progress with the Soviets. We definitely need to do something and turn this around soon. They need to deliver some more aggravating blows here against the German army. They need to land some wipes for once here against Greed. And there you go. There we go. I hope we actually get a wipe there. You actually wipe one of the Fox squad. Finally got teased by Ken ring up. He quick retreats here. Looks like Greed finally pushed his luck with his infantry beyond the breaking point. Machine gun in trouble. There we go. Virtually fall though. Halfway to the ace of T-70 racing after it. Almost getting a wipe here, down to one man. Could he get a wipe? The mine could even go off on its feet here. Ah, close! That was really close there for FIre&Terror, and once more Greek gets away with a tiny slow help. He's actually suffered some losses by now. He is taking up, and yeah, that's going to be the mechanized regiment, so he's definitely strong for a King Tiger. Both German players basically leveraging the strong early game versus the Soviets, and the fact again the Soviets just kind of backed off with the machine gun bunker here to just push for heavy armor. A bold strategy in a lot of ways, but certainly if they can make it work, it could definitely give the Soviets a fair headache. Center there, well helped with the Germans. Dirty Finisher forming a fairly fierce front line here. Of course, the howitzer here. Direct hit, wipe from one of the Sturmpanzers. One surviving, the other Sturmpanzer's almost knocked out as well. Armored car taking a hit here from the howitzer as well. And we got Fear Propaganda. And with that, they're just decimating Dirty Finisher's defenses. Ripping it apart if those made out of cake. And there we go. FIre&Terror now following up with this. It's pandemonium here as the Germans are now struggling and scrambling to plug the gaps here made by this fearsome combined hammer blow here from Ausarthevile and FIre&Terror there. Mostly FIre&Terror there with this house, which gained 9 kills, then it's almost fetching 2 already. That's pretty good. Still want to deal with that western bunker up for the fuel point, the victory point there. They still think they've been an excellent deal for the Soviets. I mean, they could even like just launch a deep flank with infantry, like sneak up some engineers, lay down a demo charge, like they need to center the tank there. So I feel like Ausarthevile could perhaps be a tad more imaginative there. That comes off as a bit more harsh than it needs to be, doesn't it? My apologies there, Mr. Ausarthevile. And 75 was the Guards airborne here, 21 kills. Howitzer getting ready for another volley. I mean, Ausarthevile could technically also build a howitzer, but I think he should commit to more tanks. Got an anti-aircraft here for FIre&Terror. I was concerned about German air support, since with Overwatch, which he knows opponent's going for, there's going to be sector assaults, and the anti-aircraft attack is amazing to deal with. There you go, another white pin Greed. He is suddenly taking some fairly intense losses, and in particular when he's starting for the King Tiger, this is really, really risky. Pretty much risk putting more of the burden on Dirty Finisher's shoulders. So like the Soviets catch on to this, they could crush his. It's definitely a high risk, maybe some reward strategy here, I think, for Greed. Definitely not one I typically advise. Another howitzer barrage off here. This time, though, not quite the same astounding results as the first one. Not quite the same astounding results. More smoke around the center here. Slowly approaching MT2, but it's not quite still landing there. Well, let's see what the FIre&Terror goes for next. Maybe a KBA. T-34 will also be nice. There you go. T-34 being hit by like Ken there for down straight up here. MD-34 well is ace level. Really excellent use there by 3. Thumbs up again. Also consistent use of the antenna pitch round, which is really, really important when it comes to like German machine guns. So 2 thumbs up to Greed there. Really excellent stuff there. Excellent stuff. Though again, I will question other elements of his strategy. Tactically, when it comes to using the MD-34, he has been excellent. Nation of Fun needs to get out of there. Still nothing in the west there. And again, Greed's forces are just like, he is completely starving himself just to get that King Tiger out. He is absolutely just depriving himself of forces, which again is absolutely requiring the Dirty Finisher hold out. And yeah, is he actually stalling for an elephant himself? Jesus. Sniper kill down the MD-34. And there we go. Greed out with the King Tiger here. We should have found there for FIre&Terror. Also, still not really doing much here. It does help, you know, Dirty Finisher. Again, he's like your tank rolls a very narrow spot here, but there's not a lot of room to maneuver. So I definitely feel like the Soviets in this regard should have been like exploiting more the left side here versus the Germans. Definitely feel that should have been the case. Well, we got the Königsegg out there, the Tiger 2, or Tiger B, equipped with high velocity gun. Sturmpanzer getting ready to turn the center here. Got the Soviets launching an attack here into Dirty Finisher's lines, and once more being pushed back. T-H farming up here. Meanwhile, Dirty Finisher kinda looking like an elephant type of guy there, I guess. Guards able to center being absolutely mauled. Kevin good hit the Sturmpanzer, and East the King Tiger is now advancing, but Greed does lack some elements to support the King Tigers. Like, you know, can quickly go well, poorly here for Great there with the Königstigr. H5 shoots bounce off the King Tiger's frontal armor. The Kenmer taking a nasty hit there. From the high velocity it hitting the gun there. In the west, conscripts and commas are there being bombarded by the Storm Panzer here. King Tiger wants to move here for greed, engaging the conscripts out in the open here. And we got a Katyusha out here for Ausar. Meanwhile, we got FIre&Terror's house out as well there. 10 kills, close to 52 here. Close wiping out the Pioneers. They're also very close to 52, and thus better rate of fire, plus better accuracy. Trying to silence that German mortar with 14 kills. But not quite landing. We've got the Storm Panzer bringing up. The Dirty Finish getting close to the Elephant Heavy Tank Destroyer. These King Tiger being fairly reserved here, used by greed. Looks like the Howards are just used up all with shells there, with not much further fanfare. H5 then engaged with the Storm Panzer and the Pack 40s. Double H5s engaging the German assault tank there, or Storm Panzer. Got the King Tiger on the move here. Now with the Soviets focusing from the Storm Panzer, greed sees the opportunity to strike here at the Soviets. And there you go. One tank destroyer down. Outside is taking amazing losses. Maybe we should use rapid conscription more at this point, I think, to help make up for these losses. And he just needs to make up for some of these losses, because he's definitely in a rough spot here versus the Germans. King Tiger firing away here. T-54 being routed. Guardsmen. Not Guardsmen. Don't want to keep calling them Guardsmen. I do not know why. But comes a command squad with conscripting forwards here. And no rapid conscription there for Ausar. Right into the internal piece around to the MD-4200 Dirty Finishes command. Worth noting, both players using the ability. Thumbs up to that. We got the MD-34 as well here. King Tiger taking a few hits here. But the Soviets are starting to make much progress here. For now. Got the Howards added again here. But this time go a bit better there for FIre&Terror. So far, the answer to that seems to be niet. Katyusha Bash pulling up the MD-34. Almost popping out. The King Tiger advances here. Almost got it wiped there. Almost. And there you go. Katyusha does. But apparently the Howards could not. Storm Panzer moving up here. And again, H5 there for FIre&Terror. Base has to do the work of both sides. Because again, FIre&Terror just does not have any anti-tank weapons. He's even replacing a sniper now at this point of the fight, which I definitely feel like is a bit of an awkward call. Meanwhile, Dirty Finish getting very close to the Elephant Heavy Tank Destroyer here to apply more hurt to the Soviet armored lines. King Tiger repaired here by greed. The Sturmpionier are hard at work fixing it together. Mechanized Armor Company at the quiet. We got an H5 there for Ausar. We got the sniper on the move here. Suddenly we got the Grenadier saying to the conscripts, the commas are there. More fear propaganda here from Ausar. No rapid conscription. There we go, 28 minutes into the game. Dirty Finish can go here for the Elephant Heavy Tank Destroyer. These King Tiger Bounty tearing into the T-70, unleashing a mighty 8 arm-piercing round straight into the rear of it. And the actual T-70 light just been sent flying, or just crumbled into like a wet paper bag, honestly. But there you go, Elephant Heavy Tank Destroyer there for Dirty Finisher. Fun fact, the Elephant and the King Tiger use the exact same gun. So, fun fact there. Fun thing happened to the Königstigr. And a wipe there on FIre&Terror. Done just 2 infantry squads. Another H5 there. King Tiger taking a few hits here. Packs up the T-34 from 6. H5 the taking hit from the Storm Panzer. We got Ace on that one, 31 kills. Coming into line of fire possibly of the Storm Panzer. Kedmev engaging the T-70 as we got here. FIre&Terror diving in, but there you go. The T-70 goes up in flames in the face of the Kedmev, and of course the Königstigr. 220 is the 4 half take about to get knocked out. T as just things seem to be going pretty much pear-shaped here for the Soviets as their assaults are just being ground down here. Another H5 there for FIre&Terror. Ausar's they got his own H5 ready, but heavily damaged already after contact with German anti-tank guns, and of course their crews. Got the Elephant force, and there you go. H5 knocked out here by the Elephant. His gun mercilessly blowing apart here. So tank destroyers. Deflaming force, there goes into each farm. There go, trying to ram here, but its engine already gives up and is knocked apart here by German anti-tank guns and tank destroyers. Does rather look like the Third Army has hit a rather significant brick wall. Good hit by the Elephant there on the HG5. Another pack wiped out. About to take out the HG5 here as FIre&Terror just charges in. Another HG5 on the move here. Almost got the Elephant. Center kind of secured here. Could he finish it off? If he got the Pack 40 at the ready, there's smoke from the wreckage of the previous HG5 actually helps. There you go. Oh no, a Telemine clears out the pack, but still allows the Elephant narrowly to get out. But that Ausar surrenders alongside FIre&Terror. A brutal and gruesome match here on Alliance of Defiance. Here came off and picked part here to the Germans getting off a good start, but also the Surge just, you know, never really tried to like breach up the left flank against the Germans. I think that was like one of the crucial elements there where I think the Germans just gained the upper hand, because it just meant again they could just focus on a much more narrow front, just point all their guns, then just all out for the big armor, which definitely made things easier for the Germans and things harder for the Surge. I think they also going to make better use of the commands. They're going to feel like some submachine guns plus more rapid conscription will be much more beneficial for Ausar there. Would apply more pressure early on versus the Germans and might again allow them to actually successfully breach through there. So I definitely feel like there's some room for improvement there. But either way, a fierce and short match here on Alliance of Defiance. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family. But don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.